The least restrictive environment, or LRE, is a core principle in special education that ensures students with disabilities are educated in a setting that provides the most opportunities for inclusion and participation alongside their typically developing peers. Essentially, LRE means that students with disabilities should spend as much time as possible in a general education classroom. They should receive the supports that they need to succeed, rather than being isolated in a separate special education setting unless absolutely necessary. So in connection with this course, we discussed the litigation cases that brought about the judicial standards of review, and those are the Ronker test, the Daniel test, the Rachel H. test, and the DeVries test. These standards are important because they provide lower courts in the circuits with guidance and ruling on cases regarding the least restrictive environment. They are also instructive to school personnel because they indicate the relevant factors that courts will examine in these cases. The LRE mandate requires that children with disabilities should be educated with non-disabled children to the maximum extent appropriate. However, the determination of whether to place a child with disabilities in an integrated setting must be made on a case-by-case basis. So, in the DeVries case, they came up with a three-part test. 1. A student with a disability would not receive educational benefit from mainstreaming in an educational classroom. B, or 2, any marginal benefit from mainstreaming would be significantly outweighed by benefits that could feasibly be obtained only in a separate educational setting. And 3, the student is a disruptive force in the general education setting. So LRE acknowledges that every student, regardless of disability, has the right to learn in an environment that fosters independence, interaction with their peers, and access to general curriculum. It isn't about placing students in a mainstream setting just for the sake of it, but about determining what combination of support and services will enable them to thrive in that environment. So, for example, a student with learning disability that benefits from accommodations like extra time on tests and modified assignments could still participate in a class discussion and group activities, so they should still be a part of those group discussions and activities. The principle of LRE comes from Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, which guarantees that students with disabilities have the right to a free and appropriate public education. LRE is about balancing the need for specialized supports with the desire for social integration, academic challenge, and overall development. It is based on the idea that inclusion benefits everyone. Inclusion promotes empathy, breaks down stereotypes, and helps students with disabilities develop key social skills. It's about creating an educational experience that reflects the values of fairness, community, and opportunity for all.